Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a Friday layout share, go figure, on Friday. So let me crank the light up a bit so that you can see things a little bit better. I'm going to go quickly through these because I have a busy day and I want to go create, I have two pages that I need to create, one for Monday and one for a special event next month that I'll be able to share with you later. So this one is a Scrap Squad lift that I did for Scrap Squad Sunday, and it's the same lift I did that went live yesterday for Challenge Accepted, and this is the original, and it's got the stripy half and then the plain half and a cascade of embellishments coming down that way. This was my first attempt at it, and I used a mixture of supplies from all over the place, all of them kind of part of my stash. I did use a few Dottie About Flair Night Skies Flair, and some miscellaneous stickers and tickets and stuff. So this was a fun one to do. And then this one was using the Mind the Scrap January kits primarily. And instead of one photo, I have two. And I did a lot of, this was also for Challenge Accepted and for Punched Out Thursdays to Die For. So I did a lot of die cutting of leaves to kind of go under the fussy cut florals. And I did my stripes out of the black and white buffalo plaid on top of the bright yellow, and I love that color combination. And then I cut this envelope and these stars and this kind of little fencing all out of the yellow. And then I had some, there were some 6x6 pink fresh papers that I cut the circles out of, and just had a blast with that. Some goofy pictures of me getting my annual hug from James. So I'm going to put those aside and we'll go back to the natural order of things. This was one that I did for Scrap Backwards, and it was a lift of this lovely page by Mary Schreiner Steinmetz. And Mary is a great friend of Scrap Backwards. She has contributed lots of the prizes that we give away. And I really wanted to do this page justice because I love it. It's just beautiful. So she's got two different patterns, one slightly busier pattern and one less busy. And she has a cluster on the right, but that's where I put my busy paper, and I couldn't figure out a way to do a cluster with the things I had left in my Scrap Backwards kit. I couldn't figure out a way to do a cluster that would actually show up there. So I did it on the left. And then I kind of let it look a little bit like a diagonal cascade. But I absolutely love how this turned out. I wasn't happy with the papers that I had left, and I wasn't sure it would work. That blue wasn't the same as the teal that was in there, and the teal there kind of barely matched that. But, you know, it all kind of came out because there's every color of teal, you know, like in the photo, around the clock, on her dress, in these flowers, on that globe, in this heart. I just love how it came out, and I wish I could understand how I composed this so that I could teach myself a class on it and do it every time, but love it. This next one I'm not as in love with. It's cute, and I will be happy to have it in my albums, and I love the photo. But I will say the concept of lining the page around the photo with random embellishments, this was done for Stash Dive Tuesday, and that idea was better in my mind than it came out on the paper. But I love it. I love the little Bramble Fox penguin, and I love the Bramble Fox title. It just goes so perfectly with that tree. In fact, I could have done the layout with nothing else on it, just that title, and that would have been a perfect page. Maybe maybe the penguin. I would always want the penguin on there. And then I did another penguin. I have one of Suzanne Madison's squirrels. In fact, I think I have a couple. I have a penguin flare. I have a turtle because this is right near the turtle pond. And I shudder to think what the poor little turtles were doing on that day when all that snow was falling. But it was a fun one to do. But I don't know that I would do that again. I did have an idea of lining it with half circles of different sizes and then embellishing on the circles so that you had a little bit cleaner look as it went around the paper. This one was one done for 4 different challenges. First of all, Adam and I did a bonus layout for Scrap Backwards using this lovely sketch from Jennifer Edwardson Creative. And she's on Facebook, Instagram, and there's Jennifer Edwardson Creative.com website where you can actually see she's got a shop. So she taught at the Scrap Smarter experience, and Adam and I both fell in love with this sketch, and we both did it very different ways, but you can definitely see the influence of the sketch in both of our pages. I also did this for a Craft Plus, which this month's challenge had a mood board that had a travel motif. And it had some of these colors that I've used, and I've used a lot of craft. I used the regular craft here, and then I cut some butterflies and matted this photo in a darker color of craft. And I like using, if I use bright colors with craft, I like adding in some wood grain or wood veneer embellishments to kind of bring that wood veneer, that kind of craft look. And I even found a doodlebug, or I guess this was Bella Boulevard embellishment that's a little sandcastle, and it has a craft outline. And you kind of look at this, and that's got some craft. The circles on the back of this Bo Bunny paper kind of had a craft look. It all kind of went together. And this gray on craft border strip, I absolutely am in love with. I couldn't have imagined that I would like something in those 2 colors, but go figure, I do. I also solved case number 379 at CSI Color Stories Inspiration. And I did this for my Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, Crystal Barrett's monthly hop, where we find something on Pinterest. And I had pinned this board because I loved the corals and teals in here and the seashells and, kind of beach motif, but with the added bonus of butterflies and owls and furniture and stuff. So I let that influence this page. Sadly, the video for this was a 42-minute video, got corrupted, and I was never able to load it, so I went back and kind of did a short review of how I put the page together. That film strip is the last whole one that I have from Redefined Creative, so I'm going to fill me out a new order. This was a quickie page using Lisa Sikorsky's sketch. It's a design team page for Dottie About Flair. So naturally I wanted to highlight the flare. And when I saw this sketch of Lisa's, I kind of read the splotches as flare spots. And what I had intended to do was run paint swipes around and then do big paint splotches and put flares in the middle of the splotches. But then I kind of ran short of time and decided to go hunt down some rainbow paper, and I went straight to my Cocoa Vanilla little storage area, and I did not think I had any of this paper left because I have used not only that rainbow, but I also have used this blue side. But I must have bought one more sheet than I thought I had, and I still had this one. I thought I was going to use one of the more pastel looking ones, which would have been fine because I had flare to go with those too. But the photo I used is one that James took through the bridge tunnel at the park that's just down the street, and on the day that it snowed, Friday the 16th or Saturday the 16th. And I printed a copy of the original photo, and then this is a filtered one that kind of brought out some of the colors that I thought would really go with the rainbow look here. So I've used 13 flares, and it took me 13 minutes to put this page together. So that was cool. And this one is Mixed Media Frenzy that went live today. And it has a photo of Ava sitting on the ice, getting ready to paint her square on the ice, which is an activity that we all did together Wednesday night, and because I scrapped this on Thursday. Let's see, do I have the original? Yes, I have the original. This is the original, using a lot of warm tones and looks like stamped flowers that are cut, and some of the flowers are colored, some of them are not. I went with cool blues and greens to capture the iciness there, and this is in preparation for a hockey game from our local Gladiators hockey team, who on all weekend will be playing to honor cancer victims and survivors. And Ava is on the survivor side of things, and she had a blast out there. Grandma was afraid to slip on the ice, and also knew that she would not be able to get down on the ice to do the painting, and then without massive help actually get up without taking 3 or 4 people down. So I stayed in the stands and took all the photos. So I call this one Ice Ice Baby. Used a frame. I have my journaling kind of hidden back in here with a paint swiped rainbow that kind of goes with the colors I have. And I added little penguins all over, including a penguin right here on a gaming laptop, which Ava can relate to, I think. So I had fun doing this one, though I'm not real happy with the flowers. I think I like everything else, but not the flowers. So that's my collection for the week. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I did another one that I can't show yet. It's for Monday, and I have 2 that are due on Monday, so I'm going to work on the other one of those today. And I have a couple other projects kind of in the wings. Tomorrow I'll be doing my Saturday review and introducing a new project in my Organize series. And I think later today I may do one of the projects that I was going to show the results of on Saturday. I may do it on video because someone asked to see the details in how when I smushed together all the supplies I have that relate to travel, as an example. It's one of the 2 or 3 that I have to go through. How do I cull it down to what I'll actually use and store it in a fashion that I can get to it and use it and am inspired to create with it? And so that's a good question. I don't know the answer, so we'll do it together, and I'll film it, and it'll be kind of in all its ugliness and confusion. It'll be whatever it is. So I'm going to do that later today, and maybe share it tonight, be in advance of the catch-up video tomorrow. So there we have it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week. And I'm not sure what it's asking me to do here. I have some directions on my phone, and it is a new phone. It says, watch OS terms and conditions. Not now. I hope that didn't interfere with the video. So I'm turning it all off now. Bye.